In this video, we're going to study chord building. So grab your guitar and tune it in a standard tuning, and we're going to start this lesson. We are going to use the C major scale as our example how to build a chord. We call it a diatonic scale, and the chords that we are going to build are what we call the diatonic chords. Okay, now we're going to use the C major scale as an example in building chords, or what we call the diatonic chords. So whatever chords that we can build from the C major scale is what we call the diatonic chords. But this time, we don't play the C major scale vertically. We're going to play the C major scale in just one string or horizontally. Okay? I want to be easy to be understood, so I'll go right away to the point. So what we're going to do is to replace the C major scale with numbers. Instead of saying C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, we're going to replace them with numbers. So we have 1, because if we change them with numbers, this will be number 1, or C will be number 1, D will be number 2, E will be number 3, F will be number 4, G number 5, A 6, B 7, and back to 8, or octave. If we move or continue, remember that this is an octave of C major scale. We are now on the D, or 9. Okay? So going back, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So we need to call the root, or number 1, tonic. So the tonic, and then the second note, or the D, major second. So why it becomes major second, I'll explain it later. So major second, and the third, a major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and the root, or octave. Okay? So in order for us to build chords, we are going to get the first, third, and fifth note. So the root, or the first note, the major third, and the perfect fifth. So you call it root, major third, perfect fifth. Okay? When you play them together, try to play it in 3 strings. 5th string, 3rd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret, and the open 3rd string, you got a C chord. Okay? 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 Now we have built the C chord from the C major scale. Okay? By getting the root, the major third, and the perfect fifth. Okay? Now, how are you going to call the notes between the notes of the major scale, or the C major scale? What I mean is that if you have the root and the major second, how are you going to call this? If you play the note below the major second, you're going to call it minor second. Okay? So if you play the note below the major third, you call it minor third. Okay? Major third, minor third, major second, minor second, root. Okay? So the major second, major third, major six, and major seventh, if you play them, the notes below them, you have to put minor before the number. So let's say major second, I play the note below it, minor second. Okay, major third, minor third. Okay, from C, major six, minor six. So C, major six, C, minor six. I play the notes below the major six. Okay, so it's a minor six. So from C, major seven, I will play the note below it. It will be a minor seven or flat seven from the C. So remember that if you play the notes below those major second, major third, major six, major seven, you are going to call them minor or flat. Now, how about the perfect fourth and the perfect fifth? So if you play the note above the perfect fourth, you call it augmented fourth. Okay? If you play the note above the perfect fifth, this is augmented fifth, this is diminished fifth. This is perfect fourth, this is augmented fourth. Okay? Perfect fourth, diminished fourth. Because it's the same as the major third, we don't call it diminished fourth. Okay? So I hope you get it. And the major second, we call it minor second. Okay? So now you know. If we combine the root, major third, perfect fifth, we have to name the chord like from the root. So we call it C because the root is C. Since it's major third, okay, root, major third, we don't call it C major third. We don't call it like that. It's automatically understood that the chord will be C. Okay? We don't say C major third perfect fifth. So we don't say it. If the third is major and the fifth is a perfect, we don't put it in the name. So when we're trying to give a name to this chord, the chord that we can form from this one, so we don't put the C major third perfect fifth. Okay, so we call it only C chord. Okay, so what happened here, we just put the octave of the root. Okay, and the E here, octave of the third or the major third. So we just added them to form this full chord, full C chord. Okay, now if we started the numberings from D, okay, you can see from the diagram, I will extend the C major scale here, but now this time still these are the chords of the C major scale, but this time I'm going to make D as number one. We can get this note. Remember these notes are from the C major scale, right? So we have this D, E, F, G, A, B, C, then D. So we got number one, two, or major second, remember? minor third. Now we get a minor third. Remember that the distance from the major third is 4 half steps away from the root. So this is the root, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are 4 half steps, right? So away from the root. So but this time when you make D as number 1 and you get the third, 1, 2, 3, instead of 4 half steps away from D, it becomes 3 half steps away from D. So we now call it a minor third. Remember when you play the major third half step down, you call it a minor third. So now we call it a minor third, okay? So we have the root, okay? Because we make this as number 1, now it becomes the root, okay? So we have to replace it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now C becomes the 7, okay? Remember that these are the notes of the C major scale. We just make D as the number 1. Now it becomes the root, okay? And now we are going to get the the first note and the third note. So since we named it as minor, so we have the root, minor third, still we have the perfect fifth. So we have the root, minor third, perfect fifth. Okay? So when we play them together, okay? When we play them together, we have a D. We're going to name it. The root is D. We have a minor third, so we have D minor. Okay, we don't have to add the perfect fifth. We can just call it D minor. So D minor based from the root and the minor third, okay? We call it D minor, okay? And then we move to E. We made it as number 1. Now we have a minor second. So remember that these notes are also from the C major scale. We are basing the scale starting from E from the C major scale. So we don't change the position of the notes of the C major scale. Okay? So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So still these are the notes from the C major scale, but this time we're going to start from E. So we got the 1 minor third, okay? And then the perfect fifth. 1 minor third and the perfect fifth, okay? Or rearrange the fingerings, we have the E minor, okay? If we continue, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? I'm just continuing the notes from the C major scale here, okay? So we have this 1, 3, okay? And 5. So we have the F major third, perfect fifth, okay? F major third, perfect fifth. So we have this. We continue octave, okay? Octave. So we play them together. We have the F chord. Use another shape, we have this, okay? Use another shape here, we have this, okay? Now in G, we continue, okay? Using the C major scale or C major scale notes here, right? Now we have the 1 major third or the G major third, and then the perfect fifth, okay, or this G B D, okay, G B D. Now again, this shape, this is the octave, okay. So now we have formulated the C, D minor, E minor, F, and G. Okay? From G, we can again formulate the A minor. So, okay? So we have A minor. So because we have, again, the C major scale notes here. Okay? So we have 1 minor third and the perfect fifth. Okay? Root or minor order 1 minor third perfect fifth, okay, or we rearrange the fingerings of this one, we got this, okay. And now on the B, starting from the B, okay, starting from the B, now we move here because it's too far from here, so this is C, this is B, right? So starting from the B, getting the notes of the C major scale, okay, we have this, right? So we have the root minor third, and now instead of a perfect fifth, this is a perfect fifth, since this is the note that belongs to the scale, we have a diminished fifth, okay, root minor third and diminished fifth. So what we're having is, okay, we transpose it here first, root minor third and perfect fifth, okay, or diminished fifth, sorry. We have this. If we arrange that, we have this one. Okay, so we have the root diminished fifth and octave minor third, okay, we have this. Okay, now we need to enumerate the 7 chords that we have from the C major scale. So these are the 7 diatonic chords: C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and this one, we call it B minor flat 5. So we got it from the B minor third, flat 5 or diminished fifth, okay, B minor flat 5, okay. So if you have any question, you can directly ask me here, you can comment here in this video, and I will try to, make it very clear for you to understand. It's just, some people find it really difficult to understand, okay. That would be all for now, and I'll see you on the next video.